here we are with author Arika.
Hello.
Say hello to everyone.
Hey everyone.
Yes, how are you today?
I'm doing really good right now, actually.
Basking in your success.
Of course, you know, it's been a successful release so far, and I'm actually loving the attention, I'm loving the crowd, the support, the fan base, and everything.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. So, we'll be diving a little bit into the book and asking Miss Arika a few questions so she can enlighten the readers. So, my first question is actually, what age did you begin writing, and what motivated you and what appealed to you about writing specifically?
I actually started writing when I was in high school. I started writing because, you know, as a young kid, I went through a lot personally, and I didn't have anyone to actually go to talk to, you know, therapeutically, so I turned to writing. So all started with like poetry, me talking to my diary, like, dear diary, today, you know, guess what happened, you know, this person, that, you know, and that's how everything actually started. Yeah.
That's great. So what genre are you, like, I know the book is all about, you know, it's kind of like a science fiction, a fiction, non-fiction kind of thing. It's a mixture of different things.
Yeah.
So what kind of genres are you more focused on? What's your favorite?
I'm mostly into, let's say, fiction right now, because I have, you know, my imagination is like beyond compare, you know, and I have so much inside of me that I have to let out. And at some point in life, I'm also going to turn into non-fiction, because I want to work on my autobiography, which is also in writing right now. So I'm working on finishing it, and it has it has a lot of things coming along with it. My personal life, you know, a lot of details about myself. But right now, I'm mostly focused on fiction. Yes.
I like that you dabble a little bit into, you know, everything. That's what makes a good writer.
Thank you.
I love that. So, did your writing start as a hobby or as a passion, or a little bit of both?
I would say writing for me started out as a hobby, you know, because I started writing like when I was really young. So I didn't really see it as something I wanted to make as a career. But the idea came into me turning that into a career later on in college, when I actually, you know, decided to, you know, major in English and theater, and the passion, you know, it grew from there. So now I'm looking at it as in like passion, something I want to continue doing, you know, continue, you know, pursuing.
Yep, and then growing your skills.
Yes.
So that's awesome. I love it. So what inspired you to write a novel?
My inspiration behind writing a novel came in when I actually had talked with a mentor from, you know, high school.
Okay.
At some point she asked me one time, she was like, "Oh, Arika, what do you want to, you know, what do you want to become when you grow up? Like, you know, after college, what do you see yourself doing beyond that?" And I first told her, like, I wanted to be a medical doctor. She's like, that's interesting. So what inspired you to want to be a medical doctor? And I couldn't actually give her a legit reason. I just sat there like, well, because I like helping people. And she was like, do you like to work in a hospital bed? Like, do you like blood? Do you like seeing people struggle? And I just sat there like, and I was lost. And I was like, oh no. And she's like, I'm sorry, but you're a very creative person, and the personality that you have, I see you entertaining and actually writing.
Okay.
So I thought about it, and, you know, into like my sophomore year, and I just found the idea for the Mindful Betrayal, which actually started out as the revenge, and then the betrayal, and then now the Mindful Betrayal. So, you know, that's how everything came together.
So, now, this book, The Mindful Betrayal, which is out now, by the way. Everybody can get their copy on Amazon, also Kindle.
Yes,
is it on Kindle? You can download it, you know, make sure you get yours. So what was the process like? Like writing it, how long did it take you? Did you just kind of put everything together all at once, or did the ideas come, during like a month process, or like every time you get a new idea you wrote, or did you have the idea set in stone before you began writing?
I'm not gonna lie, and I'm definitely not gonna say like I just sat there and I really just like came out of nowhere and bam, oh yes, I have it. Mindful Betrayal, yes. Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that was not the case. First, it came, like I said before, it started with the revenge. So one day I was just sitting there talking to, my best friend, and at some point we're actually just, talking about a different book. I cannot reveal the title yet, but look out for that in the next few months.
Okay.
And as after we were talking about that particular book, and I started writing down, like I started getting ideas of a different novel actually. Okay. So it has to do with two best friends, and that's the Mindful Betrayal. I cannot tell you right now, so you better go get your copy and read it. But it took me a lot of time to actually finish it because, I was in college and I had a full-time job, and I was in between auditions, acting, and modeling at the same time. So it took me about, let's say, 6 good years to actually have this book published today. And the process was kind of hard for me. At some point I had a writer's block. I would sit there, write like a 4-page, write 2, 3, 4, 5 pages, and I'm like, okay, chapter 1 is done, now what? And then I would look for a title for chapter 2, and I'm just like, you know what? And I would close my laptop and move on to something else. Okay. So that's why it just took me so long,
I like how you're honest about the raw process. Everybody thinks it's just, you sit down and, oh my gosh, I wrote like 10 chapters and then it's over. I love how you're authentic about it. So we appreciate that. I can definitely agree. I'm sure like people who write all the time are like, how do they even do it? It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
It becomes easy at some point when it's something you actually want to do, when you're writing from your heart, when it's something you're actually passionate about. But, then again, everything has a struggle,
That's true. So. That is true. Would you turn the book, The Mindful Betrayal, into a series, like a mini series, on Netflix or HBO, things like that? Is that something that you're thinking about in the future?
I definitely just feel like she just read my mind right now. Yes, she did. Actually, I have been thinking about that for a couple of weeks now. Okay. With my management team, she actually brought out the idea actually, and I was thinking like, how about we just do a big old movie? Damn, we done auditions thing, and then she was just like, Ari, why? It's not gonna work, like a Nigerian would say, it never work. But
you know what? I like your management. Okay.
Oh, she is awesome. But I'm looking into actually making a YouTube series.
Oh.
And we're actually having an audition coming up soon. Check out the website.
Oh my God.
You know what? Production.com. So, girl, you are welcome. Anybody is welcome. So, a series for YouTube, and then after that, maybe we can move into making like something bigger, like a feature film and things like that. So, out there, you guys, please support. The support gonna actually help us to create more bigger projects in the future.
That's true. Oh my God. You know what? I'm excited.
Oh, thank you, girl.
I'm excited. So can you give the readers a little snippet into the story without, of course, telling us all the details? What can they look forward to in the book?
When you're actually reading the book, you should look forward to things like, a best friend being betrayed. I mean, obviously, looking at the title, but like,
yeah, that's a little.
Imagine, right? Imagine having a best friend you've known for like over 10, 20 years, and then you find out you don't know the person at all. It turned out the person who is as beautiful and amazing to you turned out to actually kill their own mother by poisoning the mother because she wanted to take over the mother's property. And then after that, and then like you're gonna experience some ghost story. Wow. Ghosts gonna come alive, there's marriage, and crazy stories, and there's a lot gonna go on. I can't really give out everything right now because I actually want you guys to pick up the book and read it, and then maybe later on you can come to me with like more questions if you guys have that.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. So, what was the most difficult part? We talked about the writing. Was it the editing or the publishing part, or were they all equally as hard?
I feel like the details of the book and coming out with actually good titles and stuff. I feel like when I was writing the first chapter, it was kind of hard because sometimes writing a hook is like the biggest part of the book. Like, okay, y'all need to grab my reader attention. They gotta read the first chapter and be like, and boom, I'm gonna continue reading. So it took me a long time to actually get past the first chapter. I went back to like more than 10, 20 times editing it, and then it came with also editing. I had to edit the book myself, like over 50, 60 times. Over 6 years, I went back to over and over and over, and then finding a publisher also. I had to turn down, actually. I tried to submit the book to at least 4 publishers and 2 responded in time, and she was like, I love the idea of your book, and the book is awesome, but I feel like it's not right for my publishing company because she was looking for something more like non-fiction, and she was more into romantic stories. So, and my book is not this book, actually, not my books, but just this particular book is not something that, would go with that type of genre and things like that. So that was the turn down from that side. I was very disappointed at some point, so it took me a couple of weeks to actually want to pick it up again and try to go back into hiring people to edit it, and then also hiring somebody to actually publish it on Amazon before Amazon picked it up. So, it was just over everything.
The whole process.
Yes, basically, yes.
I'm like, you know what? Here we are. You're a published freaking author. Okay?
Oh my God.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is super awesome, and that's something to be celebrated.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
You know what? I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful that you have a book to inspire people to be on the bookshelf, and people writing books. Words will never die. So that's something that people will always have to go back to.
Yes.
So we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay. So what's your favorite place to write? In the bedroom, outside, outdoors, or anywhere? Or do you just on your computer, on your phone, anywhere that you get to write? So
I would definitely say I don't have a favorite place to write, but my friend, my best friend says she's lying. So I'm just gonna go straight up and tell my fans that the most place that I'm always in writing is like my room. Sometimes it's like really hot up in there, but I'm always in there, and I'm always on my phone. Usually it'll be like, my grandma will be like, oh, why are you always on your phone? Like, why do you not get tired of texting or, being on social media? But she has no idea. But I'm just on there writing, ideas down. And at some point, it's like 50% of the time, I write on the go. Like on the bus, where I am, shower, and everything. So I don't, but we'll go with my room.
So what's your favorite book of all time? Your favorite book or your favorite author? Because they could be different.
I am in love with Sharon Draper.
Okay.
She is the author of Darkness Before Dawn, Forged by Fire, and everything. I started reading her book when I was a freshman in high school, and I fell in love with Forged by Fire. That book actually blew my mind, and I actually cried while I was reading that book. And I still have like some copies of her novels in my room right now. So she's actually an inspiration to me. So when I was actually we were actually fixing up some website last night. I actually told my editor, I would like for my website to resemble this lady because I adore her, I adore her work so much because I feel like I relate so much to her stories.
That's so awesome. Well, Sharon, if you're listening, we have a fan, and hopefully one day you will get to meet.
Yes, oh my God.
Yes, speak things into existence.
Yeah,
put it out there and it will happen.
Yes.
No matter how long, it will happen.
Yes.
So what now? What's next? We talked about another book coming out in the next few months. We talked about mini-series, possibly, in the near future. So what's next? What now? You're going to take a break, or you're going to just keep going?
I feel like I definitely have all the break I needed already. So there's no more stopping.
I love that.
It's now a go. Now I'm like this bunny. I'm
energized,
bunny. There you go. I'm just gonna keep it moving now. I want my fans to actually look out for, like I said, the trailer for this book. Okay. It's not gonna be about it's not going to actually be the book itself now, but it's just going to be like in a movie form. Okay. And then there's auditions coming up next month. And there's a book signing July 7th. Okay. Look up to that. It's going to be in Boston. Make sure you come support. Awesome. Look over here. It's free though. It's free to come get your book signed. So in the future, you'll be like, you know what? I met her. I shook her hand and she actually signed my book. You know what? So make sure you showed up and show some support. I would really appreciate it.
Please do it now before she gets more expensive.
Yes,
you can't see her anywhere. You have to make appointments. She has to pay you in. So I'm telling you, get it while you can. Okay?
Get it while you can. Besides, all of those, I'm also an actor. So I'm also going to be doing auditions.
Okay, so I have one more question. What advice do you have for aspiring writers or up-and-coming writers who already have a book, let's say, and don't know what the next step is, or who are in the process of writing? What advice would you have for them?
Well, I don't really have like a specific advice, like, oh, you do this right now, do that right now. The thing is that as a young writer, you always have to keep it moving. You always have to, perfect your craft and things like that. You always have to go back to your work, review it yourself, do the editing yourself, make sure, at some point you might want to reach out to agents and publishing houses and stuff like that, and you're going to get a lot of no. I got a lot of no. My feelings were hurt, but guess what? It's not going to stop me. You always got to believe in yourself. You always have to, if you need to go back and change the title, you need to go back and change some chapters, remove some words and things like that, make sure you do it. But my biggest advice is that never give up. Always keep it moving, always keep it going, and be your own biggest fans. Because at the end of the day, if you believe in your writing and you think your writing is good enough, the whole world will also follow. That is true. So that comes with anybody, anybody in type of career or whatever you're trying to do. Always keep it moving and believe in God. Put God first, because God's going to lead you to the right places.
Awesome, amen to that. Well, you heard it here first. We are here with author Arika, actress, music video person, vixen, Arika, with her book, The Mindful Betrayal, which is out now. She has a book signing coming up on July 7th in Boston, location TBA. So I would suggest that you guys get your books on Amazon and Kindle. And thank you very much and congratulations on this.
Thank you
so much. Pray for more and